What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fish and Grits, the podcast. I am Ryan, joined by my cohorts, Micah
Huh?
and Marco.
What's up, guys?
Today is March 9th, 2021. In the ways of current events to kind of mark you where we are, there ain't too much. There's the whole Meghan Markle interview about the crown and all that type of stuff and blah 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 and the fallout from that.
Oh yeah.
I don't really want to get into that.
I mean,
That's up to y'all if y'all want to talk about it.
it's interesting that I don't know. I'm not going to try to break down anybody's life or anything like that, but I'm assuming Meghan Markle probably for most of her life wasn't considered black by most people around her because she doesn't really look black. But I mean, I guess once she's in the palace, that's where they draw the line.
Well, I mean, it's a comedian, Gina Yashir, and she said openly in one of her stand-ups, she was like, she prefers American racism to British racism because she's like, America, they're very open about it. You know exactly when someone's being racist. She was like, said British, they're fucking ninjas. Like they say something to you like, wait, what?
I mean, it's a very interesting story to say the least, but I'd say that any kind of victimhood from your royals seems severely disingenuous, especially considering that Oprah profited $7 million off that interview.
They made 10.
I mean, yeah. So it's like I understand it. It sucks, anytime in my life I ever experienced racism, I was like, God damn, this sucks, man. But at the same time, she's definitely married to a dude who's like a billionaire or a billion inherited.
Yeah, you're
the worst thing. I know the one thing that probably frustrates him the most is he getting stripped of like his military service and all that stuff.
He didn't give a damn about that.
Well, I mean, you serve, you kind of care. I mean, you don't serve and not care.
But last thing on that, really, just shout out, I guess, to Tyler Perry who housed them.
Yeah.
And I guess he did more for them than he's ever done for any of his extras or actors.
You tripped me out though when you said Oprah profited off that, because one of the first questions she asked Meghan was like, "You're not getting any money off this interview, right?" But I am. I definitely am.
Who's the self-made billionaire, bitch?
Oh my God. Wow. I didn't see it going that way, but today is hat day for me because I'm growing my hair out and it's in that, like I've speaking of the military, I've had that haircut for a long time. And I was like, all right, it's time to not do this, not look so militant in my haircuts. And plus everyone has a fade. I'm like, let me grow it out a little bit more. And so it's down in that weird phase where you're like, do I really want to do this?
So what's the plan? Is it going to
just
grow
be
it long
on top? Still have it shorter along the edges, but just have more length up here.
Was you going to be a beatnik now?
That's right.
I'm at that weird phase where I'm like, do I just let it go or do I just like cut it all down? This
is about the length. Usually I'll say like, damn, Micah's letting his hair grow out, and then the next time you show up and it's like fucking this long.
Micah, you're at that either dread it or cut it stay.
Yeah, it's no dreading.
Micah with dreads would be hilarious to me.
Dreads would not be an option.
Why not?
Nah, I've never been interested in cornrowing or dreading my hair at all.
I can see cornrows because the maintenance is like annoying, but dreads, I feel like, I've never had dreads. I don't know, but I feel like you just got to get
it. Someone who's never had them, let me tell you about what it's like.
I feel like you just got to get it touched up every so often. You look at people like Lil Wayne, he don't look like he gets that thing maintained that well.
Yeah.
So.
Young moolah baby, long hair don't care. Long. Lloyd.
I'm gonna fix this live. I don't care. Go for it. Keep talking, y'all.
Long hair don't care. Decatur wears greater.
Decatur is great. That's why I was watching a Chingy. Where is Chingy documentary? I guess.
Oh God.
I don't know. I still don't know where he's at.
Are we not recording?
We are.
Oh, I was about to say, you were like, just keep talking. Like, damn, did you forget to record?
No. My pictures aren't filling the things on some of them. I forgot to change it. I'm like, I'm gonna fix it live. I don't care. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it live.
Fuck, do it live.
You missed
Do it live.
Ryan, did I throw you off with my intro?
No. Oh no.
And I just thought it was apropos because it was so yin yang.
It was.
Yup. It's ATL, baby. We represent Atlanta.
Do they still hang out in front of the pawn shop? Not the pawn shop. The flea market off of Covington.
I hope not.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, I mean they did for the longest time. Like when they faded off.
Wait, there is no flea market on Covington anymore.
Oh,
it's a farmer's market now.
Well, they're probably not there anymore then, unless they're just hanging out at the farmer's market.
All I know, they're still getting paid at least once a hot game from that fist pump, jump. But then again, I don't know because I'm assuming that Van Halen probably gets all the proceeds for that song.
Probably
because they literally ripped the synth line straight from that song. Greg Ticos did at least. But
do you have some feelings about that, Mark?
I could just.
No, I mean G Fresh is all right. I mean, he's cool.
I can picture him outside the farmer's market right now doing bedroom boom and chandelier. Bedroom boom.
That must have been one of the album cuts, huh? That one wasn't on the radio now.
Eat your squash. Got my butternut squash.
I just remember it was Yin Yang and David Banner both had whisper songs. That's all.
You know what I hated or hate is the fact that like Atlanta artists will lend their songs to other teams around here, like the Saints. How the Saints' big song is a Yin Yang song.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I'll stand up and get crunk.
Yeah, it's like
stand up and get crunk.
That's us. Why would y'all?
That's
allow
cool,
that?
man. I'm cool with that, man, because they don't be winning anyway.
When Minnesota comes to town, it's typically a wrap.
Oh God. All right. So, big shout out to one of our two of our former guests. Actually, the Stretch Doctor. He's been reaching out to people left and right, as he mentioned that he does often. You know, it's like, hey, I do this. Why don't you come in? Hey, I'm doing this. Why don't you come in? He just recently linked up with a guy I went to high school with. His name is Jason Corso, and he moved back. He was the team doctor for the Baylor Bears, and he did, like, I think for the basketball team. He was like the team doctor for them.
Circa when? We wasn't there when all that madness was going on.
Actually, he might have been, if I remember right. He was there for a while.
Okay.
But I'll have to ask him about that if he was. I don't remember. But he graduated from Lakeside, went to Morehouse, went out to Baylor and got his doctorate, and then stayed around and worked there in the area. And then they just moved back, and he started a business here. It's called Sports and Joint Mobile Medicine, and he got one of those Mercedes Sprinter vans, and he, tricked the whole inside out and put like an examination table in there, a TV, all of his like stuff that he can do. Take a look at you and come to you. So it's like, what's that show that was on USA about the doctors that got like not disbarred, but lost his license and then still was a doctor like to the wealthy, the ultra wealthy?
Dr. Kevorkian?
He traveled for different purposes, Marco. He traveled for different purposes.
You ready to die?
I'll come to you. Don't worry.
Oh man!
But no,
I don't know though.
So he did that, and he brought him on, and he was examining one of the. We don't know who it was because it says examining an NFL athlete. I guess they didn't want their name out there.
Okay.
But so he's linked up with him, and he's brought him on board. So
that's what's up.
It's really cool to see those two things linked together. Also, big shout out to we're welcoming an honorary member of Fish and Grits, the podcast. Guys, if y'all bring it back to like episode like 15, 20-ish in that range, when we brought on Byron Parker, the former CFL cornerback and spent a little bit of time on practice squads here in the NFL, but is going to be a CFL Hall of Famer. He agreed to come on board as our secondary expert when we do film breakdowns. So Mike and I are planning on doing film breakdowns coming soon. They're going to be posting those on the YouTube channel here, where we're talking about guys we might draft, or even if it's just breaking down like Falcons players in games, like when here's what they did wrong, here's what should have been done, et cetera, just breaking down plays. So when we do that, and we're going to be talking about cornerbacks and defensive backs, secondary players, he's going to be on with us, and he'll be talking about it. And if there's other positions that he's comfortable with, he said he'll gladly come on and talk about those as well. But he also said he has some friends who were former first-round picks that are want to come on as well. So maybe we could talk about that.
Is this Hall of Fame is a new announcement? Is that current?
He was up for it on one of the the recent things. Like the CFL oftentimes are like, hey, who are these players? Do you think should be in the Hall of Fame? And they'll vote on them. It's kind of a cool thing instead of it just being like this exclusive club.
It should be exclusive, but
the people who get to watch them in their entire life don't get to vote on it at all.
Oh, okay.
But that actually might be a good thing as well, because if any of y'all have ever been on a Falcons forum or any NFL forums, half the people commenting there and getting the most likes don't know much about football. Why don't we cut Matt Ryan, cut Julio Jones, sign J.J. Watt, and then trade for Aaron Rodgers? Why don't we just do that? I do it in Madden. It's like, do you understand what a salary cap is, sir?
Is that a segue?
Yeah. So, speaking of the NFL.
Hold on. Before we get into NFL, I need to do another shout out. Shout out to Les Miles for losing your job for something that you did at a school you didn't even work at. Well, at a school that you used to work at. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I missed this. What?
Les Miles Kansas let him go because of some sexual assault and other let's just say deviant behavior that he did when he was at LSU with female college students. So,
Big Les?
Yes.
That's what they called him too.
Grass eater. Yeah. He just, all these stories just started coming out, and Les got canceled and lost his job from.
When was it? Did this just happen?
Last week. It was last week.
Yeah,
how did I completely missed this?
They officially made the decision that they're parting ways, like either late last night or early this morning.
How did he get canceled when he was already canceled?
I mean, he had a job at least.
How did you get fired on your day off?
Yeah.
Damn, Craig.
Like, he got fired mid-off season.
Yeah, what was he doing? It was his new job, right? He got fired.
Yeah, at Kansas.
Yeah, he's the University of Kansas head coach. You don't remember when Lionel was freaking out about that Les Miles got hired on at Kansas? He was so happy.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, they basically were like, yeah, well, we already. I saw somebody talking about it. It was like, we already knew this is probably going to be his last college coaching job because he's getting up there in age and stuff. But the way it ends, good luck trying to find another job. But I mean,
he's done.
I don't know though, because Bobby Petrino somehow managed to find other jobs despite all the garbage that he did. So, he's probably done. But
did Bobby Petrino exploit women though?
The whole reason he had to leave was it Louisville the first time was
Was that why?
Because he was having an affair with a woman who was a student trainer, and they They said it was a motorcycle accident, but
Oh yeah, I remember that. But he got beat up
what
by
I
the
heard
ex,
from what I heard, it
by the
was
boyfriend.
her boyfriend found out and thoroughly beat the brakes off of Bobby Petrino.
But still though, I mean, I forgive like
I hope he was a Falcons fan too. And this is for skipping town. Oh, bitch!
Oh, you in for the rest of the season?
I've been waiting for this for so long. No, but I feel like infidelity is sort of like what's the word? A subjective thing to get upset about. But when you're like systematically exploiting women because of your position, like over a long duration, I think his chances of getting a job are probably a little less. He's like what's my man's name who passed away from Penn State? He's like
Paterno?
him, but yeah, Paterno, but the light version. Like he's like
Paterno, I don't think Paterno did it. He aided and abetted a known.
He knew he was doing it.
So he did it. Like,
No, I mean he didn't take part of the molestation. But
you don't know that. You don't know that.
He did. He didn't throw what's his name under the bus like he was supposed to,
Which is just as bad.
Yeah,
just as bad.
yeah.
Exactly.
It is
just like our boy
Urban.
Urban Meyer.
Well,
is prone to covering up.
Urban always somehow, no matter what scandal comes to Urban Meyer, he's Teflon Urban. That's what he is. Nothing sticks to Urban Meyer, and he keeps moving up.
I don't know how he keeps doing that.
Better and better jobs, despite the fact that just controversy follows him. It doesn't matter where he is.
Oh, he just has such an. Go ahead.
You've got fired from Florida and you want to fake a heart attack? Okay, cool. Come on over to Ohio State. Oh wait, all your players have problems while you're here? All right, whatever. Oh, your coaches beat their wives? You knew about it too? Maybe you can just kind of hang around.
In the NFL, we don't worry about that.
And then the NFL's like, hey, wait, we've seen you've been up to really good things lately. You want to come coach?
Well, I mean,
Jacksonville.
All right.
But let's not forget about the Florida situation. You had a murderer. You had several people who probably went to jail for drugs and gun related stuff, and all this stuff got thrown under the rug that we didn't find out till after you left Florida.
Here it is. I remember this came out not too long ago. There was a tweet that went out about an article, but 41 members of the 2008 Florida national title team, 41 members from that team are now in jail.
Oh my God. Hey, but Urban in the NFL is a don't ask, don't tell policy. So, as long as you're not, like Ray Rice or something, and you can let everything go. Like, what was that kicker for New York who was beating up his woman? Also in
the
Seattle.
real jacked one.
Yeah, there's also the dude in Seattle.
All roided out kicker name. What was his name? He was an athlete too.
Some dude in Seattle recently got accused of beating on his woman.
But
that
was a tackle or tight end.
Yeah, but that quickly disappeared.
I mean, I think he's in jail though.
Yeah,
he got cut. He got cut.
Yeah, but I think Josh Brown was the
kicker
in New York. Yeah, he was a psychopath. But they still let him, even after the allegations came out, he still played like 2 more games.
I mean, there ain't many people that can kick a ball that far, Marco.
I know, or Ray Lewis. Ain't that many people tackle that hard,
right.
Man.
He's pretty good at this here football.
Or Ben Roethlisberger. Ain't nobody who rape them many girls don't throw them ball that good down.
God, this is terrible. Let's get out of this. Abort! So, speaking of salary cap moves, to bring this back to where it started, the Falcons made a move here recently, and they made a couple moves after cutting Ricardo Allen and what was that defensive? Adrian Claiborne, not Adrian Claiborne. The other
Adrian Claiborne did get cut, but not by
he did get cut again. What is his name?
Should we bring him back?
Alan Bailey. After cutting those two, we knew there was going to be more roster salary cap victims, and the latest one fell, and when James Carpenter got cut by the Falcons, and I think that was just the Falcons reminding us that they pay attention to us. We get it, you guys. Like you watch our show, we get it. So just yesterday, I reached out to James Carpenter to be a guest in the future for our show. And then today at about 10 a.m., I see James Carpenter is cut. And the Falcons obviously don't want us to interview him. So we won't.
No. The table's still open.
If you actually listen to our show, feel free to give us a donation. We will not turn down any sizable donation.
Micah, you think stalkers are gonna donate to you to let you know? They're gonna exist in the shadowy darkness.
I'm sure there's some stalkers that donate to women out there that they follow. I don't know.
Yikes.
Dark path we just went down there.
Yeah.
So
you are not a thought, Micah. I'm sorry.
I know you've been in Atlanta this whole weekend, but calm it on down.
No, it's just gonna donate to you off.
Oh yeah, Chad Wheeler was a Seahawks guy. Appreciate that, Bryce.
Okay.
What
up, Bryce?
What up? But so the Falcons also chose not to pick up Keanu Neal's 5th-year option. And when I first saw that, I immediately was like, "Oh, gloom and doom. We're not bringing Kiki back." But Micah,
it
had
wasn't
a really
a
good point.
option.
What was it?
Franchise tag.
Franchise. Oh, that's right, because he's a free agent. Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Today was the deadline.
I've been really busy at work, guys. I haven't been keeping up with football.
I understood it because either like a full franchise tag would have been over $12 million, and what's the other one? I forgot the other one that's lesser, but it would have been over 10. So, the one that they can still get them, but they have to
tag them for a player. Damn it, what is that called?
Is it designated tag or
something like that?
But
yeah, essentially, you can attach. You can say, "All right, we want to work it out with you, but if anyone signs you, they tender them."
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, where you can put like a first rounder on it or something.
Yeah. So if someone else signs them, then they got to give us a first round pick.
Yeah, that one's like, it was like 10. So I'm like, we're not, after his 2 full injury seasons, I knew we weren't looking to pay 10+ million for him a season, for one season.
Wow, I've missed out on a lot of NFL news today. I'm reading the highlights here on all the things that have happened. And Bryce just brought it up. Did y'all know Trent Brown got traded to the
Patriots?
Patriots? Wow, that's a hell of a move because he is a amazing tackle.
And fans are pissed at Gruden.
Why does he keep giving up their best players?
He sees a bigger picture, guys.
You really, like, honestly, I think they needed cap space because the Raiders are by far the most expensive offensive line cap in the league.
I mean, you just got to let someone like Incognito go, man.
The problem is you guys don't see the bigger picture.
Man, I can replace Trent Brown. He's a good player, but I can replace him.
I just need a good quarterback like Nathan Peterman. Understand the spider two-eyed banana. That's all we need. We need a gunslinger.
How have I never heard your Gruden impersonation? It's pretty good. You and Micah both have good ones. I would have loved to have had Trent Brown. That is a big, big tackle. That man's 6'8", 380 pounds.
Right. I mean, the problem
get behind me.
Didn't they get him from the Patriots in the first place? I think the Patriots had him a year.
I think you might be right.
They let him walk. The Raiders gave him that ridiculous contract. Now the Patriots just like, we'll get him back for cheaper.
Hey, man.
No guaranteed money.
Why can I not see his stats? It's so weird.
That's the master.
Oh, my God. I'm starting to think Belichick is like Jedi.
Here it is.
Brown.
They've changed
for 1 year.
So that's right. Yeah, it was 49ers and then Patriots and then Raiders, and now back to the Patriots.
I'm telling you, Belichick is like a Jedi. You will give us Trent Brown back.
But without his foil or the up and coming, we're gonna see if it really translates to anything, I guess, soon.
And Mike Mayock's too busy salivating over these quarterbacks, spinning it. Man, he can spin it.
I mean, maybe they come out right. They've made some good moves.
Does that make Tom Brady Luke Skywalker?
Oh shit, it does, doesn't it? And he's like the best forever. He's still the best Jedi out there. Shit. He's been around since the 70s.
He really is.
That's not cool.
Robert Kraft,
Marco, you just made me really sad.
Robert Kraft does look very Yoda-ish.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of the Buccaneers and Tom Brady, they actually made some really good moves here recently, and they managed to keep two of the players that a lot of people thought were going to go. They didn't think they're, especially with this lowered salary cap, they managed to keep Chris Godwin because they franchise tagged him, and then they re-signed They re-signed Levante David, but it was kind of like just like extending him.
What's the franchise tag for the receiver position right now? That must
it's
be
probably like
12
to 15 million.
Oh, it's more than that.
Yeah, it has to be more than that. It has to be like 18,
it's close
20.
to 20 now.
Jesus,
It's
I mean, just
like
think what receivers are getting paid these days.
Yeah, it's 16.4 because you got to think it's an average.
Well, I thought it was like the average of the top 5.
Yeah,
that's probably what that is.
There's only one guy over 20 at
No.
receiver, isn't there?
I think
Julio.
so.
Julio's the highest paid receiver right now.
Michael Thomas.
What's it? But I don't think
He makes 18 a year, doesn't he?
Michael Thomas was 5 year, $100 million.
Yeah,
5 year. Okay.
Receivers. But I think this year though.
Julio's at 23, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody after that, it's a steep cliff. So
I don't want average by year. Anyway, Hopkins has got to be up there. Yeah. But
the funniest thing was after they all won the Super Bowl, like all the pretty much all the players on the Bucs were all like, "Oh yeah, we'll take pay cuts. We'll take pay cuts. We want to come back." And I feel like all their agents were like like getting anxiety attacks.
Don't do it.
It's like, don't say that.
like the dad on the Water Boy. Take the money, stupid.
That was actually some really good GMing down there, though. That was impressive. I did not think they were going to be able to keep those guys. I did not think.
I wonder if they bring it back. Are they bringing back AB?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, maybe not actually.
They got him for so cheap though. Will he be like give them that kind of discount again, or will he be like, I want to play somewhere else where I can get more?
Honestly, I think AB is like, such a traumatized figure that he probably sees Tom Brady as like a dad. And I don't know if he's gonna leave.
Did you hear him talking about him? It was just like, whoa.
Are you my white daddy?
Oh God. But let's go to the man of the hour. Let's talk about the man of the hour. Let me get this bad boy up here. Y'all aren't gonna be able to see this, but let's right here. This man right here, Dak Prescott.
Dakota.
This man just, I don't know how he managed to do that, but this man got 4 years, $160 million. That's, a lot. For even if you do the average, it's $40 million a year. That's like what the Falcons have Matt Ryan with, and we're like, how do we sign anybody else? This is hard. And that's what they give him the average. But what Jerry Jones did, he gave this man $75 million this coming year. His cap hit is going to be $75 million next year.
It's $132 million guaranteed.
So it's like a signing bonus or something? What
his
is that?
bonus money plus his cap hit. or his.
Oh my
his
God,
I
Jerry.
I think the biggest thing with that is I think he front loaded it for a reason. That's if Dak doesn't fully recover, you can get out of his contract early.
right.
No, that's not. That's too much money to invest into
Oh,
a if.
He'll get him
trust,
next year.
trust me, I totally agree. This like Dan Orlovsky is horrible as an analyst, but he said something last week, and it was the first time I've ever agreed with him on anything. And he said the biggest thing he's that frustrates him is teams are starting to pay good quarterbacks great quarterback money, and then so basically you raise the expectations of what these good quarterbacks have to do because of you're paying them like they're this phenomenal quarterback, and they can never live up to that contract, and that's the problem.
Is it a problem, Micah?
It is. Well, not for me because I don't like the Cowboys.
Right.
So, if they fall and they go 4-12 for the next 3 years, I sleep well every night. Or 4-13 because they're going to a 17th game. I'm gonna sleep well. I would sleep well, very well. It's like
I mean, there might not be a more annoying fan base than the Cowboys fans. I'm trying to think.
It's
Yankees
close.
fans are pretty bad.
Saints fans.
Saints fans are just obnoxious.
I feel like
I think that's
Lakers
because
fans.
To us, though.
Lakers fans are the most
Who has the most
bandwagon.
bandwagon here? Probably the Lakers.
Lakers
yeah.
fans, yeah.
Or
Lakers
is it
and
just
Yankees.
LeBron fans in general?
Yeah. It LeBron fans because they just wherever he goes, yeah, I got a new jersey.
Right.
Like, I respect LeBron's greatness, but I will admit flaw in that man when I see it, because like I like his game, but I'm not a fan of LeBron.
Right. But the interesting thing about this whole situation is like not to say that injuries are ever good, but he literally had Dak exactly where he needed him. He had all the leverage in order to, not pay him that much. But he did the exact opposite. He paid him even more than he ever expected. So
I think he panicked. I think he realized they're not in the greatest draft position.
They're at 10?
there's like
10, yeah.
a million quarterbacks in this draft.
Well, yeah, but no. You're not in the greatest draft position. So like Trevor
You're
and
not going to
like,
get the top 3.
Zach Wilson and Fields are going to be hard to get. You have to give up the house for them. You got a lot of holes on your team, and what are you looking to bring back? You're not bringing back the Red Rocket or whatever his name,
Andy Dalton.
His nickname is.
The Red Rocket. That's right.
Ben DiNucci. I'm sure all three of us could have gotten out there and did what Ben DiNucci did for them last year.
DiNucci, hey.
What was it? Garrett Gilbert. I mean, he
Gilbert, great.
The game or so that he did.
The Reds stop it.
They still lost, I believe. So, it was just like, oh my God, this team, and I think the defense actually stepped up at times last year. So I think he was like, well, if we had a semi-competent quarterback, we could win some games. So he just caved and paid whatever.
So transition, perfect segue, Micah, into what I wanted to talk about next with the Cowboys was this morning. I was listening to Skip and Shannon. And
Skip, why you listening to Skip and Shannon?
Skip was obviously doing the Skip-like thing, and that's talking about the Cowboys in ways the Cowboys shouldn't be talked about, as if they're going to be a good playoff winning, team. They're a Super Bowl contender, just especially with Mike McCarthy as head coach. But also, he was talking about the defense and what they would do with their draft pick. And he's like, man, I really like Dan Quinn as our defensive coordinator.
Ooh.
And just all those emotions came flooding back of, why are we doing this on defense? Why are we not using these players the way they should be used?
I won't shit on Dan Quinn yet because his track record as a pure defensive coordinator is fairly good. It's just when he has to be
With
the
what team, though?
executive with the Seahawks. It
So
just
with
has to
all
be
those great players.
Yeah, exactly. But it just has when you let him be the executive, he obviously fails at that. But I'm not going to say he's not capable yet of being a defensive coordinator. But like Micah said, I'm pretty happy that they picked him up because fuck the Cowboys.
I mean, I feel just the opposite about Dan Quinn. I feel like Dan Quinn knows what type of players can play in the NFL. He has a great eye for talent. But when it comes to coordinating a defense, like when he was here in Atlanta and he was the D coordinator, he was the guy for the defense, calling the plays, it did not go well. And then you saw as soon as that changed 2 seasons in a row, the defense played better.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's in over his head as the commander. Because you can't. It's like you cannot spread yourself that thin, and it was so apparent.
I don't think he was that thin, even when he was here. Then he literally relinquished himself from everything but.
No, I think
defense.
2 things simultaneously for Dan were like too much. Even like one thing, it's too much for Dan sometimes.
I personally, I think Ryan kind of alluded to it much earlier in the podcast, like on one of the earlier episodes. And he said, feels like teams caught up to the scheme. And he's so sold on the scheme that he won't adjust. And it's like, well, this scheme, the same scheme worked perfectly in Seattle. But it's not working now. Yeah, because people have learned the flaws in your defense, where to attack and how to beat it. And if you don't have a damn near dominant defensive line, then it doesn't work.
Not even damn near like Hall of Fame level.
I mean, too deep at all your positions on the D line. Like,
but that was the thing with the Seahawks. Not only did they have a great secondary, but
an elite secondary, not an elite secondary.
But that, like, think about that Super Bowl against the Broncos. They hit Peyton Manning so much. I had never seen Peyton Manning pressured and hit that much, and they didn't even blitz. It was just 4-man rushes. It was like the way Tampa did Pat Mahomes, except Peyton Manning.
Pat Mahomes can run.
Isn't mobile. Yeah.
I feel like that Super Bowl literally pretty much ruined or ended Peyton Manning's career as a dominant player. Or did he have another like crazy?
He had another season or two, but then they win the year that his arm literally fell off.
Yeah. Right. He had I think he went negative on his touchdown interception. Yeah, I was like, whoa. Peyton.
But so just to a final thought on like the Cowboys. I think what's interesting though is that they played in not even Alexis. They played in a Alexa. They played in a division that was already weak, and that division might be weaker next year because you already see the Redskins not bringing back Alex Smith. You see Philadelphia is deciding. You say what?
The football team.
My bad. And you see Philadelphia, the Americans. What's that team called? The Eagles. The Philadelphia. They got Liberty Bells or something. I don't know what's up with that. They got they're relying on Jalen Hurts, and then the Giants. I mean, they're just Saquon. I guess will be back, but Daniel Jones is there to carry them. So at the end of the day, if Dak doesn't earn his money next season, he should probably be ashamed of himself. He's clearly the best quarterback in that division.
Daniel Jones is like the most polarizing quarterback. Him and Sam Darnold are the most there are experts out there that look at Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones and be like, no, look, they're good quarterbacks. They can and these are like people who played in the NFL. And these are like people who have drafted quarterbacks and are damn good at calling out prospects. Are looking at these two and going, no. They're going to be a good player in the NFL. You just got to put players around them. And then there's people that are like, Daniel Jones is trash. Sam Darnold can't throw the ball within 5 yards of a receiver. And there's multiple clips of that. And it's just like,
It's
Who are y'all?
It's a bipolar thing with those two, because it's like you'll see a string of amazing plays, and then you'll see something that's just unbelievably bad. But I will say that, in my opinion, Sam Darnold out of the two is probably the better quarterback. I don't think Daniel Jones is good at all. I think that like he's accidentally good sometimes.
Oh,
I think
until he falls on his face.
You're right.
like I said, I talked about it in one of the early episodes in the podcast. Anybody who's had Adam Gase as your play caller, other than Peyton Manning, who called his own plays,
That's cute, Adam.
Is going to struggle.
Exactly. You're going to struggle hard.
You're going to be bad. It's Adam. Like I said, Adam Gase got a whole lot of credit for a whole lot of things that Peyton Manning did.
That's true.
Hey, I think you should run play action right here. Peyton Manning got on the field. Oh, he called play action. Cute. All right, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to run this button hook. You're going to run this slant.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, you're so great.
Good. Whoa.
I just had flashbacks that, like, how he would command the line and how fun it was to watch.
Yeah. And then just getting up there, looking at the defense, and then calling audibles. And then half the time, he said he wasn't even doing anything, but he knew that the idea in the defenders' heads was that he knows how to read defenses, and he's doing something that's going to, expose what they're doing. And the defenders would be like, oh, shit, how does he know what we're doing? And they would panic. It was just like
Omaha.
He would point at players and just call things that didn't mean anything. And that player was like, oh, no, he knows what I'm doing.
Right. And like, that's like, I feel like we might never see something like that again in terms of his just sheer dominance of football knowledge. Because you see Pat Mahomes, and like his ass is great, and he didn't even like know plays like his first couple of years. Like this fool say he didn't even know how to read defenses, and he's still out there just doing it. And something like Aaron Rodgers is so calm and cool about everything he does. You just don't see someone just like be able to manipulate the game as well as Peyton Manning could from the line. It was just amazing.
The dude. God, I never liked his nickname, the Sheriff. I mean, I get why they called him the Sheriff, because he policed his players, he policed the team. There's that famous clip of him yelling at Jeff Saturday, and Backus gets up in his face. I think it was Backus.
All I know is Reggie Wayne talked about getting into it with him a couple times, or the time Pat McAfee said he sent Austin Collie off the field.
Oh,
Coach is like, what are you doing?
Stupid kicker.
Peyton sent me off the field. No, not the kicker. No.
Austin Collie, the receiver.
Austin Collie was one of his receivers. He tried to make a one-hand catch and drop the ball. Peyton told him to get the fuck off the field.
But Peyton's also the one who's contributed a lot to the hating of kickers. Like, his one clip always ran. Stupid kicker.
Oh, man. You know what? That's who we need to bring on as our quarterback expert. We'll work on that. We'll get Peyton Manning, guys. That's my next target.
If not, we'll find Eli somewhere.
Hey, more successful but lesser known Manning.
Maybe we can forge some signatures for us.
I gotta make sure our frames are big enough to fit their foreheads.
Oh,
you okay, Eli? You look like you're about to cry, bro.
It's just how I look.
I'm not sad, guys. It's just how I look, okay? God. So that pretty much wraps up the Grits Blitz for us. But do be on the lookout, guys, for upcoming film sessions. We're going to do our mock draft probably this weekend as well. We got some filming to do some things like that. Byron's going to be on with us probably for our first film session, because we're probably going to be doing secondary players. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to say something. The more I think about it, the more I only want for the Falcons to draft at 4 is Surtain, Pitts, or Sewell.
How are you going to say you only want them to draft 3 players?
I mean, that's it. I don't want a quarterback anymore.
Pick one, Ryan.
I'm saying those are the three players. If they got any of those three players,
Right.
I would be like, cool. I love that pick.
What if they're like Quiddy Pay? No,
I would be so sad. Like, cool. We got a really good run defending defensive end.
I mean,
Awesome.
I was sort of I wasn't like dead on, but I think I was one of the first ones to be like, yeah, I don't really know if I want a quarterback.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we need one, but I wouldn't trip if we went third, fourth round and got one. I wouldn't trip over that as long as I know it's a solid quarterback and not just another guy just to throw back there to buy us time for Matt there or somebody else. I don't know.
It's one of those three guys, and I would love for us to get it's not Javon Williams, the running back at North Carolina.
Javonte.
He'll be there in the second round, though.
Yeah, I would love to get him in the second round. Love to get. I was watching tape on him yesterday, and I was like, "That's Nick Chubb. That's Nick Chubb. That's who that is."
Well,
dude's
him
a
and
beast.
Sermon is another late rounder that I really like.
I could see Sermon. I would be okay with Sermon in like the fourth, fifth, double dip because Ito Smith, Brian Hill, There's a reason Quadri Allison didn't see the field at all last year.
I know, right?
When your lead back is Todd Gurley, looking like Todd Gurley.
It's hard to really assess anything when we had such a terrible offensive coordinator. I don't know.
That's true.
But
Quadri could come in and be a 1,500 yard back.
All right. It would be like, what the hell?
Why was this guy buried on our depth chart?
Why was Jacob Tuitoi Mariner buried on our depth chart for so long?
I felt like I'm saying, it was just too much. It was all too much for Dan Quinn.
How do I football? So we're going to take a quick break and then come back and talk some basketball and maybe a little bit of baseball.
And I got a little boxing blip too. Or not boxing, it was the UFC.
No one cares about that stuff.
I watched it this weekend, so I'm going to give my opinions.
Cool. All right, we'll be back in a little bit, guys. All right, guys, welcome back from the break. I don't know what I walked into the middle of. Apparently, Micah. I sat down and Marco asked me if Micah reminds him more of Britney Spears or Lucy Liu, and I said Lucy Liu if I was forced to choose between the two.
We're just trying to figure out, how they say like astrology signs or like people are similar days, but I guess we found it. Who's the last guy? That's who you're more like, the short little guy. Latruglia.
Who was it, Micah?
Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Jolo Truglio.
Yeah.
You could just be like,
I
I'm
would
more
still
like
say
I'm more like
Lucy Liu.
Jigga. Yeah, I'd say Lucy.
I would say Lucy Liu over Latriglio.
Or we can go a couple days forward and be like, you're more like Jay-Z. Jigga.
Hey, y'all hear that noise?
With the blizzard?
Yeah, the blizzard in my house. One. Guys, if y'all are listening at home too, do y'all hear whatever's going on with my mic? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why all of a sudden I've got this constant background noise. I changed. All I did was add one more monitor. It shouldn't affect my mic, but whatever.
Where is your mic? How come I can't see it? It's weird because every time you like move it, the noise goes away, but then it comes back.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that better now?
No, it's still the noise is there. But like when you were like lifting it up and putting it in the screen. Now stop. There it was. Stop. There, stop. Stop for a second. I don't know, man.
I feel like you're just fucking with me now.
I'm not.
At this point, I've done everything, and you're the only person that hears it. But I did hear it in the editing, so I don't know what's going on. Apparently, Bryce doesn't hear it, but
and hold your mic with your feet, and it won't do.
Damn it, Marco!
Constant motion. Have you considered going wireless?
Keep your mic in motion the whole time. No, I was talking about the sneaker squeaks in the background.
Oh, there's a basketball game going on in your house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I heard it.
It's better.
I meant it sounded like AKA.
Oh, wait. Before I go get into basketball, I want to give my. That was almost a nice. I like what you did there.
I see what you did there. Kinda. I didn't, but now I do.
But just real quick, I was watching the UFC this weekend, and I want to say
the UFC. How old are you?
The UFC.
I was going to the Kroger, and they had the UFC on the telly.
I think it was the 259.
And that is the most brutal sport I've ever seen.
I think like UFC, man, they need to do something about that. But I mean, the last Stylebender, my Nigerian fighter, Adesanya, he lost.
Oh, he did.
To Blachowicz or whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how you say it at all. It's like Blachowicz or something like that. And it's like he was the first 3 rounds, it was all stand up, but then this guy just like bear hugged him, took him to the ground, and by default won the last 2 rounds. So that was pretty disappointing. But and then also I want to say Amanda Nunez, like, who is she gonna fight? Because she just keeps on rocking these girls. She hits so hard. It's not even funny. But what I did want to point out, the funniest part about it all is there's this fighter from Long Island. And he was fighting this guy who is like, he almost looks exactly like Khabib, and he fights just like Khabib, but I guess he like hit him with like a knee or something and got disqualified. And so the dude won the title off of disqualification, and he didn't even want the title. He like, they handed it to him, he like dropped it in the ring, and they were interviewing. Right. And then they interviewed him, and he was all sad, and he was like, oh man, I was like, bro, what? If I would have won that title that by DQ, I'd be gloating. I'd be like, oh,
shouldn't have done that, dummy.
Shouldn't have done that. Who the champ now?
Cheetah.
Who the champ now?
Cheetah.
Yeah, so that was just funny for me. Anyway, let's get to the layup, aka the finger roll, aka jelly time, aka points in the paint for my big man. All right, so Where's this rundown at?
How do I do this?
Can I say something first? I love how Ryan tried to set up this perfect lob for Marco, and Marco just went and swatted it out of the bounds.
I want to talk about UFC instead. I want to talk about the UFC.
No.
I know I scored on our own basket on that one.
Yeah.
That was the Swaggy P shoot and then turn around and celebrate. Anyway, as last week, just like this week, we really don't have too much to talk about. So it's just little things here and there because we are coming off an All-Star weekend. So with that in mind, this weekend it was All-Star weekend, and it was, sort of underwhelming. They consolidated it to one day, which was on Sunday. And unless you're actually in Atlanta and just like looking at the social media, you didn't really experience because to us, all of All-Star weekend happened. All of All-Star weekend happened, but to us, like to the rest of the world, it was just Sunday. But for Atlanta, it was the whole weekend.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Literally, like I was like, why is Cheshire Bridge so backed up? And I was like, oh yeah, Onyx reopened. The people there was literally like, I've never seen that much traffic on Cheshire Bridge before.
Lennox was just a walking attraction.
And then there was
a picture they posted at Georgia Followers.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Oh my God. For those of y'all who didn't see, someone took pictures while in Lennox and like Perimeter and all these places, mainly Lennox though, of all the levels, like just turning and just taking shots of people. Everyone was walking around. One, no masks. Two, not a single bag in their hand. They were just walking around the mall.
Bruh. All I know is I had to go to the store on Saturday after I left work, and I hopped on 85 North, right? 400 is bagged all the way up. Right. So it's like the right two lanes are backed way the hell up just for folks trying to get off to go to Lennox and Phipps. So it's like, all right, let me get over to the left. All right, I'm good to go now. I can ride all the way to Gwinnett if I wanted to, because nobody's going to Gwinnett. This is where everybody's going.
Right. I mean, it was a sad y'all. I mean, y'all were all here for the 2003 game, right? Or that was some of the worst traffic also. So I guess it's just a consistent thing whenever you have the All-Star game, which actually we've avoided for a long time because of the cheerleading competition, I think, that goes down every year. So we've avoided that for, almost 2 decades, but it was they had to bless us. They had to bless us.
COVID. Right. And I'm just watching all these accidents and girls riding on top of cars as they're hopping on 75, 85, twerking. It's like,
Do y'all think Keisha really didn't want people to come here? Because I almost think that didn't the city sort of profit off of all these people being here?
Yeah, I mean, yes, they did. But she was more worried about the adverse, COVID.
But that to me seems half-assed, because if you really don't want people here, then shut everything down.
But how? You can't close the highways.
Yeah,
you can close the clubs. You can make assess fines.
It wasn't even just that though. I mean, like these folks were riding around shooting folks. There were 13 shootings this weekend alone,
like 155 break-ins.
Bruh, yeah, like folks. I saw folks with rental cars getting their car broken into. Like, bruh,
right? And the U-Haul chicks, you see, so
boy.
That's I don't know if that's smart or just like too hood to like forego the room payment and just do the $20 a day U-Haul.
There were a dozen GoFundMe pages from women who got stuck here in Atlanta apparently.
Raising money.
One was like, I'm stuck in Atlanta. I need $1,300. I was like, Greyhound's only $75.
Yeah.
Right.
Why do you need $1,300?
Look, the what's called a bus? What was it? The what's
Amtrak?
those bus? Huh?
Amtrak? Oh no, you talking about the dollar? What's that one bus called? The cheaper Greyhound.
Yeah. Those buses are like $32 to drive across the country.
But that
What?
girl literally said she came down here on her unemployment money. It's like people have no shame. She was like, "Oh, I thought the
Wow.
unemployment check was gonna come through on time." It's like, okay, guys.
Wow.
So
Thought she was gonna get her stimmy. Thought she was gonna get her
Hey,
stimmy while she was down here.
China. Yeah, Bryce said China bus. That's another option too if you want to go to and from it. New York.
what's the one though? You're talking about what's the name of it? I know what you're talking about. It's
They did it once or twice. Yeah.
it's like it's super cheap.
Yeah.
It's like Speed Bus or something like that. I forget what it is. Anyway,
Bryce wants to know if we can react to All-Star highlights if you want.
All-Star highlights. We can't
Yeah,
play highlights, so
it's
we'll get.
Oh yeah, demonetized.
Yeah, we can't play any content that is affiliated with the NBA. They're quick, like even like 0.5 seconds, they'll be like, "Oh, like."
I saw Kevin Durant's foot.
Right.
How'd you know?
So anyway, let's talk about the All-Star game. So we can go event by event and let's just get a little reactions and opinions from it. First thing that we saw was the skills competition. So Micah, I know you wanted to talk about, Ryan Stradamus over here on the bring up our predictions.
Oh man, Ryan Stradamus. He proclaimed that Chris Paul would finally win something.
Why, Chris Paul? Why do you have to suck so bad?
Oh man,
Chris Paul blew a layup. How you blow the layup?
Like,
He is now officially 0-4 in the skills competition. It's like,
you
bro,
lose to a big man.
how are you the point guard? You never even came in second in the skills competition.
bruh. These are the moments where Chris Paul shines the most.
I was built for this.
He missed the layup. And then the crazy part is, when he came back down, he still had a chance to make it. And Vucevic missed 3 shots. He just couldn't knock it down. So
how did Luka do?
Luka was too cool about it. He was too cool about it.
They said Luka looked like he was trying at half speed.
Yeah, that's how he did it the year before too. I knew he wasn't gonna win because he's too cool about it. He just takes his time. Yeah. But the thing is that he missed the pass. As soon as you miss that first pass, it's over.
Yeah.
So I think he started going slow once he realized that happened. But
I knew. I figured it was gonna be either Sabonis or Julius Randle. I said Julius Randle, and you said Sabonis. Ryan Stradamus over there said Chris Paul.
CP3.
I have no more faith in you ever again.
I thought that ended in the bubble.
Yeah. It should have ended that year in Houston, even though he got hurt.
Right, and then it's funny though. Phoenix fans here thinking "Oh, well, we're number 2 seed now. Wait till the playoffs, guys. Wait till the playoffs."
When the real Chris Paul shows up.
Right, don't get upset by what they could potentially play Golden State. They could play the Spurs. They could play Dallas. There's a lot of teams that could potentially beat the Phoenix Suns in the first round. So,
yeah,
and we know Devin Booker has not played in the playoffs yet, so he's not ready for that. So, moving on, next competition was the 3-point competition. I'll agree. We all sort of picked wrong here. He didn't even make it. Zach LaVine did not make it past the first round, very disappointingly. But I did say Jaylen Brown would struggle. He did. I thought Donovan Mitchell would struggle, which he tied. He was tied for the second worst, so he didn't even make the next round. But he did better than I suspected. But the secondary prediction that I said is Steph is gonna go off and hit every shot. He didn't necessarily do that, but he might as well have.
Bro,
I mean,
when he's the only one who made both of the green, it was just bro, this it's not even fair because out of that field, he's the only one who takes that shot on a regular basis.
Right. Because
Yeah.
Dame got scared. Dan got scared because he knew that was. I felt like Steph did probably do the Larry Bird and call that thing before it started because it's
he was around.
Right. He was 3 for 4 on the green ball, and that's crazy. That really is crazy. But still, go ahead.
Steph walked in. It was all right. So which one of you guys is competing for second place?
Right. And Mike Conley, as the substitute, he came in and did a bang up job. I almost figured he would because I remember in the summer he did that horse competition where he
Right.
was like going against like Shamika Holtzclaw, whoever, and he destroyed them. He won that horse competition like no issues, and he came through with his left-handed shot and he was draining them. So luckily I won a little money on Sabonis winning. I put a bet in, but then I also put some money on Mike Conley, and that one did not come through.
Yikes.
So yeah. But that's because Steph's odds weren't good enough. Mike Conley was like plus like 1,000. Steph was like negative 110. So
At least you didn't bet on Chris Paul winning the skills competition. That's all that matters.
it was funny though. Chris Paul was favored to win the skills, and then Luka second. Both of them did the worst. Never pick the guy you would expect to win the skills competition to win. And then okay, and let's talk about the dunk contest before we get into the actual game. What did y'all think about that dunk contest?
Cassius got robbed.
Obi Toppin, just because he's a Knicks player, that's the only reason he got into the final. How do you miss that many dunks? And still, it was like watching.
Which dunks did he didn't miss that many dunks, did he?
He missed. That's why he wound up losing, because he took too many attempts.
Oh, you're talking about like in the second round?
Yeah.
Or final. Because he.
But even still, I mean, what he did, it was all right. But
I forget what his second to last dunk was.
Cassius was so high above the rim.
Boy, and went through his legs.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, Obi got it just purely because he knew he's a Knicks player, and that's what it is.
What I'll say about Cassius is in the end it equaled out, because his first dunk, the first three dunks were exceptional in that competition. Like, he started off, that was a 50. That dunk was a 50. And they gave him a 44. I was like, are y'all
the lowest score of the night?
That's what I said, but they shouldn't have brought all those scrubs. Like, the only person they had there that was worth anything was Dominique. They brought like D Brown and Jason Richardson and Josh Smith to do this judging.
I mean, they've all won dunk contests before.
That's why I was maybe it was like just because he was the first one, and I don't know. That was such an impressive dunk, even in fast motion. I don't know how they didn't, like, even at regular speed. Like, that's not one of those dunks where it's like, oh, you had to slow it down to appreciate it. No, that dunk was impressive through and through. It was like, I bet none of them could do that.
Right.
Like, and that dude's like 6'3". Like, I don't know. But I think Obi Toppin's dunk that he stole from Zach LaVine was pretty cool. And then I mean, what's his face? Anthony Simmons had all the gimmick dunks, but him reaching to kiss, and I mean, that was sort of lame. I don't know.
Yeah, none of his dunks were impressive. It was all about how high he jumped, and I was like, okay.
Right.
At least he didn't jump over a paper airplane. That's all I can say.
But even so, that dunk contest was more entertaining than this one. So,
but you also, it's a halftime time limit.
I know.
Halftime of an all-star game. So it was like, what you have, like 12 minutes to do the whole dunk contest. Come on, let's go.
The funny thing was, if you look on I forgot Donovan Mitchell had actually won the championship. So kudos to him, or won the dunk contest at one point. But it was funny though when when they panned the sidelines looking at all the players, they just look so like antsy and ready to like, it's like, can we go home already? Like,
what did Kenny Smith say? He's like, yeah, when you make a dunk in a dunk competition and no one stands up, that shouldn't be scored that way. I was like, yikes.
Right. Zach LaVine was just like,
I've done better in my driveway.
It's like, my kid does better on his Nerf hoop. Like, these guys. But yeah, so then on to the actual game. The game ended up being like a bloodbath. Like, LeBron James, I guess KD just wanted to pick all his homies, I guess, because LeBron, I don't know how the hell, like, LeBron got Giannis, Steph, Dame, Chris Paul, and PG all on the same team. Not to mention Jokic and Luka versus it's pretty much James Harden. And then they got Jaylen Brown too on the yellow team. And he was showing out the whole game. It's like, that dude has a package. He was taking a personal challenge. I just don't know how KD went about picking such a bad team. Like, he picked all the scorers who don't play defense.
Well, he had Kawhi.
I mean, besides, I'm saying like, so he had Bradley Beal, he don't play defense. He had Zach LaVine, he don't play defense. He had Kyrie, he don't play defense. James Harden, he don't play defense.
Well, keep in mind he also picked Anthony Davis, who didn't play, and Embiid, who didn't play.
True. That would have equaled it out. You're right.
Yeah.
Wait, he picked Ben Simmons too, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, Ben Simmons was on the other
was
team.
on LeBron's team, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason they didn't invite any. Well, I think it's because it was too late, and I think Clint Capella wasn't even in town, and I don't know, Trey might not have been in town either, but that's half the reason they gave for not wanting to invite any more players is because it was even, because Embiid was on one team and Ben Simmons was on the other. Boy, that's all BS.
I saw that one meme, and because I really didn't watch the game because I knew what it was gonna be, but I saw the one meme and they had KD when it comes to like when your team wins a round for the donate for kids, and they had him with the black. It was fuck them kids.
That's what it felt like. They literally didn't win a single quarter. They didn't win a single quarter.
God.
At least with Giannis and them, they put up some comp. They were just like, we're gonna fight, we're gonna compete. And now, granted, it came down to Nick Nurse making some dumb decisions down the stretch,
right?
That cost them the game. You have like three dudes who can't shoot in the game at the same time.
3 power forward centers.
Yeah, you got 3 centers in the game at the same time.
And Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. Kyle Lowry
was
and
trash.
Kimba's the only shooter you have on the floor.
And he is not even the best point guard on the team. Yeah, that was so trash. Last year was so trash.
But it was just like, yo, KD, like, bro, for real. Like, yo. Oh, wait, didn't KD have Kyrie too?
Yeah, Kyrie's on his team.
Yeah. So you got another point guard who doesn't play defense.
That's what I'm saying. He picked all the scorers that don't play defense. But I mean, I'll say my highlight of the night was watching LeBron and Steph play on the same team together and just seeing how crazy that would be if that ever actually happened. Like, God, that just be. And then throw Giannis in that, and you're just like, this team would never lose. Like this team would absolutely never lose. So, yeah, that's over. So we're getting back to action for the NBA tomorrow. There's 2 games tomorrow, and then the bulk of the games start again on Thursday. So today, Myers Leonard made the news for being a anti-Semite. Do you have any of? I don't want to like. It can't. Obviously, I can't repeat what he said, but he was playing, I think, Call of Duty, right? Mm-hmm. And he found himself in a bind, and I guess his response was to scream out anti-Semitic slurs that are rarely used these days. He went back for that one. So.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "Whoa, haven't heard that one in a while."
Right. It's like so he must have been one of those kids who, terrorized Jewish kids at his school.
Or he just grew up in Call of Duty. Call of Duty lobbies, you'll hear it all, man.
True.
They don't care. Like 12-year-old white kids in those lobbies, they're the worst. The worst.
So what do y'all think should happen to Myers Leonard because of this?
I mean, he's definitely going to get suspended because he's made the NBA look bad. He made his team look bad. He also was racist.
The commissioner's Jewish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Ooh.
The last 2 have been, weren't they? Wasn't David Stern?
Hell yeah, David
Stern is, yeah. So, yeah, he's going to get a nice little suspension, like at least 10 games.
Right.
Not even just that. He might have to go on like some kind of tour and community service.
What's our man? The receiver, the Super Bowl MVP. He gonna come and take him to the museum like he did. Did. That's his job, to come take people to the Holocaust Museum.
I mean,
who did he take to the Holocaust Museum? Oh yeah, it was Deshaun Jackson.
My man is averaging 3.3 points, 2.3 rebounds.
Waived.
Yeah. See ya.
on Miami. He's still on the Heat, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
See ya, Myers.
it was ironic because in looking at that, I just like did a quick Google search because I thought maybe Pat Riley might be Jewish, but he wasn't. But the funny part about Pat Riley is he actually in 2000 he actually made some anti-Semitic comments as well.
Who did?
When they asked him, Pat Riley,
Oh,
he was like, "Oh, how do you think we can turn more New York Knicks fans into Miami Heat fans?" And he was like, "Oh, maybe we should go get the Gestapo to do it." Like, wait, what? And then it's just funny, like the times have changed so much because if you read like his response, he literally doubled down. He was like, "If y'all motherfuckers couldn't see I was joking, then y'all don't have any kind of sense of humor." It's like, goddamn,
Bruh.
yikes!
I'm gonna say this. So I would not be surprised if the Miami Heat just cut Myers Leonard and just reactivated Udonis Haslem like 45-year-old Udonis Haslem.
Hey, UD, you want to come sit on the bench again?
I mean, he's already on the bench.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they ever deactivated him.
He's already on the bench. Just actually give him Myers Leonard's minutes.
Right. Or go get Boogie Cousins or something. Just like,
yeah, but I think Udonis Haslem would be a whole lot cheaper. And he's like I said, he's already there. So you just kind of here, just in the lineup. Or bring back Juwan Howard. I'm sure he'd want to get some reps in.
Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard's too busy being a bomb ass coach.
Well, I mean, what was it? The last championship they got in Miami, he got like a minute of game time in the final.
He was just sitting on the bench grinning.
I'm just happy to be here.
Right. Alonzo Mourning got like 10 minutes a game. Just sit on the bench grinning. It's like, thank you, Shaq.
Hey, you remember 10 years ago when we could still jump?
No, he was on LeBron. He was on the team with LeBron and them. And
was O on that team too?
Yeah, when they realized they were going to win the finals, game 7 or whatever, he got in for like the last minute of the game, and it's like, yeah, lockdown defense, baby.
You ain't gonna score.
Hand in the face. You ain't getting that shot off.
They're like, yeah, bro, we're down 10 with 15 seconds left. Chill. He's like, deny.
I've been a hard worker my whole career.
You think this is how I got here? Huh? I thought I was gonna slack off? No. Championship defense, baby.
First team all defense. Is
Alonzo a Hall of Famer? Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Has he made it already?
Yeah, they put him in there. It doesn't say what class, but he is in there. Inducted in 2014. So damn, like they didn't wait any time. They threw that man right in the Hall of Fame.
Oh man,
quick as hell.
Like,
so
he's got kidney problems.
Speaking of Hall of Fame, they did announce 14 finalists today. Let's see who they are. We got Rick Adelman, Chris Bosh, Michael Cooper, Paul Pierce, Bill Russell. Wait, Bill Russell as a head coach. Wait, damn.
He was a player coach for a while.
Damn, that took long enough to decide that. Maybe we should give this guy credit for being the first black coach ever. Then we got Jay Wright, active. We got Yolanda Griffith. I don't know. We got Lauren Jackson, another WNBA, and then we got Marianne Stanley. And unfortunately, oh wait, no. So Tim Hardaway is a finalist. Ben Wallace is a finalist again. Chris Webber is a finalist again. Marcus Johnson is a player of the year. What the hell? Any of these names moving you guys? Who do you think? Well, we already sort of had this conversation, but
the killer crossover.
Killer crossover. Hey, Ryan.
I like fish and grits.
Hey,
God. I heard you got a podcast.
Fish and grits is the best, baby. Yeah.
It's me, Tim Hardaway. It's like when I was watching it, I literally go, "Is this Tim Hardaway?" And then he goes, "It's me, Tim Hardaway." I was like,
Ryan.
Yep, that's Tim Hardaway.
That was the best gift ever. Yeah, so that's cool. Good, congratulations on those guys. I also found
word?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So
What did Micah say at the beginning of the show where his brain just shut off halfway?
vaccine.
I signed up for the vaccine in it nation. I signed up for the vaccination.
So I came across an interesting stat. So the 50 40 90 club has only been accomplished by 12 times in NBA history by 8 players. And this season there's actually like 11 or 10 guys who are knocking on the door of that list. There's a couple on this list who aren't that. Should I share real quick?
I don't think you can really.
I can't.
Let's
no.
see.
Okay, no. If it's gonna make it complicated, we don't have to show. I'll just redo the names.
Yeah, but say no. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that.
So Chris Middleton's one of them. He's at 49, 43, and 80. He's not gonna make it.
Oh wait, you can. You can do it.
Can?
I think I know how to do this. Let's see. Multiple parties can share, and then I'll just do Marco. Share, real quick.
Share. Okay, here we go. Share. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down this list real quick.
Nope.
No?
That ain't gonna work. It's only gonna see the corner.
Oh, you can't see it?
No, just the corner. Yeah, so just talk about it.
Damn. I wanted y'all to tell me if you think they'd make it or not. Okay, so Chris Middleton's on this list. He's at 49.5, 43.2, and 88.4%. I don't think he's gonna make it. I think this 88.4% is going to be too hard to get back up to 90. So we can go ahead and count him out.
Who is this? Middleton?
Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton. Yeah. Yep. We got Nikola Jokic at a ridiculous 56.7% from the field, 41.8 from 3, but only 88.1 from free throw line. Do you think he's going to get that free throw percentage up there?
That's a hard one for a big man to get, the 90% free throw.
Yeah.
I think he could.
Yeah. Well, to me, I would think the three-point would be the hardest thing to keep over 40 because if he just has 1 or 2 bad nights shooting threes.
Not at this point.
I mean, he shoots a lot of threes now.
Yeah, I know, but like if he has a what's his name? The guy who got traded to Golden State.
Who got traded to Golden State? Andrew Wiggins?
No, from
Oubre?
Yeah, Oubre. If he has an Oubre night, a Kelly Oubre night where he's like 0 for 10 from 3, then he can easily drop under 40%.
I think Nikola Jokic is consistently above 40%. So I think those 56 and 41 at this point in the season, I think are pretty safe.
Yeah.
Like he could go like 4 straight games without hitting a 3 and still be above 40%. But I think it's going to be tough for him to get that 88 back up to 90. It's just,
yeah.
It's always hard.
Yeah. I know.
The harder it is.
I just feel like if he has a streak of Oubre games,
he won't. He won't. Speaking of our favorite guy, we got Chris Paul next on the list.
I'm not betting. You know what? I'm not betting against Micah anymore. Not this year.
Chris Paul, no.
We said no.
Chris Paul, no. I don't even need to know his numbers. No, he's not making it.
He's currently at 48.6, 39.1, and 95.4 from the 3-point line, but he's not going to get those 2 numbers. He might get his.
He'll free throws. He'll be there.
He might get that 3-point percentage above 40, maybe, if he has, but maybe not. Then 48's not coming up above 50.
If the games start to matter, and it starts to get tight down the stretch.
Them hamstrings gonna get tight too.
That 3 is gonna get flat.
All right. Paul George is next. He's at 49.9, 45, 88.8. Again, that free throw one's gonna be hard to get up, but I'd say he has a better chance than Jokic of maybe raising these above. But then I also know 49.9 is sort of tough to think that he's gonna keep on shooting 50% per game from the field. Especially with Kawhi taking vacations all the time.
Pandemic P.
Let's see who else. We got Brandon Ingram. He's not even really close. Kyrie Irving, he's at 51%, 41.1, and then 88.7.
Free throw. I doubt the free throws.
You don't think he'll get that up?
Not.
I don't.
They just. He has the ball in his hands a lot, but now they have one more mouth to feed with Blake Griffin. I think it's going to hurt him as far as being possibilities to get to the line.
Right. Yeah. And besides that, I don't think that 51 is going to stay up there. Kawhi, he's not really that close. Steph Curry has the 41 and the 93, but he's not going to get this 47.8 above 50. Tobias Harris, though, he has 51, 40, and 88.7. I think that's going to be tough for him to get that up there, too. So, out of all these people, I guess no one's going to do it this season.
Kyle Korver.
They had Norman Powell on the list, but I didn't even.
Because who cares about Norman Powell?
And then like we should have segued at Kyrie, but what do y'all think about Blake Griffin joining the Nets?
I mean, he's not what he used to be, that's for sure. It'll give them a veteran who they can count on in moments. There will be times where he'll probably have like a 20-point game here and there, maybe even a 30-point game here and there. Just because everyone's going to be focusing on the other guys, but he's not going to be a consistent 20 to 25-point game guy anymore.
Or even at 15-point per game.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably be like 12, 15, maybe at the top. Absolute best he can do.
I was talking about this to a friend earlier, and I actually think it's a move. You know, Shannon Sharp thinks it's a move to compete with the Lakers because
Shannon Sharp.
Everything is about trying to beat LeBron. But no, I think this is a move for them to create some mismatches with Phoenix. I mean, not Phoenix, but Philly. Because Blake has expanded his game. He can shoot the three, and while he's not an exceptional three-point shooter, he's good enough to where you have to respect it. And he's worked on his handles, his ability to take people off the dribble as well. Now, granted, he's not playing above the rim like he used to, but he can get his own shot. Now you have four guys. You could potentially have four guys on the floor at one time who can all shoot the three and create their own shots, which makes it extremely hard to D them up. So who would you like with Philly? Who would Ben Simmons guard? You can't just put him on Kyrie or Harden and expect him to just kind of bully them because he's so much bigger.
Ben Simmons will probably guard James Harden. I'd say they probably put Tobias Harris on KD, and then
But I mean, you still have to account for Blake because Blake can shoot, and
he's more of a shooter now than he is anything.
Yeah, he don't play defense though. He don't play defense.
Yeah, I know, but even still, that and Kyrie. I mean, you have a healthy Kyrie as well. So
I mean, they essentially said they want to use him as a small ball center, but my man can't even dunk anymore. So, I mean, he's really like a stretch four at best.
I think he could. I just don't think he can't jump out the gym like he used to.
You saying he just didn't? He was disrespecting Detroit like that. He's like, I'm not dunking for y'all.
I mean, would you?
No, you're touche, but
I'm not putting on a show for these fans.
It just makes me wonder if can he even do it anymore. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll pull out one dunk just to show people I can still dunk. Stop talking about me.
0 dunks this far through the year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he hadn't dunked in like 2 years. But, at 6'9", I'm sorry. I find it hard to believe you can't get above the rim at least once and just.
This man used to jump over hoods of Kias. Now he can't. Now he can't even dunk in a game.
If DeAndre Jordan can still dunk, then I would have to think that Blake could still at least get above the rim and throw it down if he had to.
I don't don't know, man. Light skin, dark skin. I don't know. I don't know. That's an Oklahoma boy. I don't know, man. They're not built for jumping. But but anyway, I don't know. I don't think that I think even without Blake Griffin, they probably still would have made the finals. But I mean, he can't hurt. I don't think he can hurt the team except defensively, which they don't play anyway. So
well, I mean, I just think it's one more player who can stretch the floor.
Yeah, and I saw Andre Roberson and Iman Shumpert both got some like tryout minutes right before the All-Star break. So maybe they'll come in and play some defense.
Bruh, I wouldn't even want Roberson to touch the floor. Bruh, I'm a better free throw shooter than Roberson with my left hand.
Damn, son. So do we need to pause?
No, keep going, man.
Okay. So on the Hawks talk, today we got some news, not good news, about Cam Reddish. Obviously he's been out for the past like week or two with Achilles soreness or something. And he had a non-surgical procedure today. That's probably gonna keep him out definitely one more week. They said he's gonna be out one more week for a reassessment. And then good news though for DeAndre Hunter. They said that they probably shaved like 2 weeks off of his expected return time. Mm-hmm. So he'll be back instead of 2 months, maybe 1.5. So maybe like I think maybe 4 more weeks till DeAndre Hunter's back.
They say end of the month.
End of the month. Okay, yeah. So with that in mind, I sort of just want to hear what y'all think about or what y'all are expecting with the second half of the season for the Hawks.
I think we're going to have a resurgence. I think the change to Nate McMillan eliminates a lot of the problems, which were the coaching decisions made down the stretch, the inability to control the locker room, and then we get healthy again. That second unit is no longer just a average mediocre team. You know, it's someone who can carry a team and actually dominate other teams' second units. So I hope it should be, especially with the ability to push minutes off of Rajon Rondo when Chris Dunn comes back. Because I don't know if this is just the season that Rondo's fallen off the cliff, or if this is, you know, who Rondo is now. Or or if Rondo just doesn't work here. Sorry.
Or maybe Rondo was just like, this Lloyd Pierce guy's trash. I'm not even going to give him any effort.
I could see
he was trying. He just wasn't good. He was definitely trying. I just think it's a peaks and valleys things with him. I think playing with the Lakers gave him a little peak. But for the most part, he was already on a downturn in his career.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Playing with LeBron helps.
Well, but to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't really care too much about Rondo. I wasn't expecting too much from Rondo as far as, you know, I just figured he'd be a decent leader in the locker room and kind of teach like some of the young guys like Trey some things about, you know, how to play point guard. I wasn't expecting him to be like a serious contributor though, like scoring 12 to 15 a game off the bench. Nah.
But we haven't seen any of those three things. So.
Well, but I don't, you don't know though. Some of the timidness we've seen from Trey, it might be Rondo trying to teach him some things, but it's just different from what Trey did. You know, he's trying things out, trying to learn some things, and it's just, you know, with that combined with Lloyd Pierce, it's just kind of.
That's a good point, Micah, because Trey always says he's more like Steve Nash than he is Steph Curry, and he modeled his game after Steve Nash. But the big difference between Steve Nash and Rajon Rondo, because they were both great assisting point guards, they could set their teammates up well, but Nash could be an elite scorer if he needed to be. Mm-hmm. Nash could shoot the ball really well. Nash could, you know, find holes in the defense. So maybe you're right. Maybe that is a lot of influence from Rondo, making him think like Rondo. And that's not what Trey is at all.
Yeah.
I would disagree just because I've been hearing a little bit more stuff about Lloyd Pierce. Mm-hmm. And I'm honestly not mad at Trey for not liking Lloyd Pierce at this point, because he literally Lloyd Pierce, while he was still the coach, he was quoted as saying that he agreed with Steve Nash, and he found the way that Trey Young was like drawing fouls to be like despicable or whatever. He used some language that was like, "How are you gonna talk that way about your own point guard? Like, what a way to like destroy the confidence in the guy." So I can almost see, like, I know people have been like, Lloyd Pierce is old school and he's like frank and he's like, maybe that rubbed the young guys the wrong way. But to me, I feel like in order to be that way, you have to have some type of, I feel like Nate McMillan can say the same thing Lloyd Pierce says, but he can say it from a position of experience. Like I did this. I'm a point guard who played in the finals. I've led teams to the playoffs. I've, taken mediocre teams to this level. But when Lloyd Pierce is saying, you're just like, man, like, why are you talking to me like that? Like, who are you? like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a lot of that. I think the confidence thing with Trey Young had to do with just a weirdness with Lloyd Pierce, like almost being like corporal in a way, like probably like, disrespecting him a little bit to his face and in front of the guys, and maybe doing it thinking that it was teaching Trey a lesson, but it was doing the opposite, because like, who are you, Lloyd?
Well, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, but I think part of what I was saying is, I think, there are some games where Trey just looks pure passive. It's like, I'm not trying to score. I'm just trying to get everybody else involved in the offense. And that's I think it looks like the Rondo influence, because that's the type of player that Rondo was. Rondo wasn't one that always looked to attack and score. He would attack to set other players up. That's why, like, some games we'll see Trey in the third quarter. Trey has 8 points. He's taking, 7-8 shots, and it's like, bruh, like, you're supposed to be our lead scorer. You're our best scorer. Why are you not shooting?
Right. I mean, I hear that, but I just don't. And one says, I don't think Rondo is extremely talented in what he does, but I don't think he's a transcendent and talent enough to make Trey change the way he plays. The reason I say it's more LP is because if your coach literally comes out and says he hates your shot selection and he hates the way that you're playing right now to the media, not even to you or to people around, like he's talking to other people about you. It's almost like, I know he's young, so I feel like he might go out there and maybe he's doing it to be petty. I don't know. But it's like, you're right. Some of those games look like, okay, there must be something wrong. You know what I mean? But then now it makes more sense when your coach is literally like shitting on you, that you would be like, well, fuck this guy. I won't shoot. I mean, even Kobe did it at one point. So I can't be too mad at Trey for doing that, but it's like,
it's different when it's happening on your team.
Yeah. And leading to L's.
Right.
Kobe did it in the playoffs. But I guess just what do y'all? So y'all still thinking playoffs or bust?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna. To be perfect, I don't think it can get any worse, and that's the upside. Because as bad as it's been with us losing these games, blowing these fourth quarter leads, I think we can only go up from where we are. So, which up mean, considering the Knicks are like the third or fourth seed and they're a game above 500, we have a shot. We still have a shot to
right. So
what are we
make the playoffs and make a little run.
10th?
We're the 11th seed.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have a big game on Thursday. We play Toronto, who is currently, I believe, 17 or 16 and 19. We are 17 and 20. So if we beat them, then we'll tie them, and I think that will move us to either the 9th or the 10th or 8th or 9th, one of the spots. It's all a jumbled mess. So keep a lookout for that game, guys. And that concludes the layup, aka the finger roll, aka jelly time, aka points in the paint.
So this week on the Suicide Squeeze. Yeah, this week we really don't. It's not much notable baseball talk. Braves got the brakes beat off of them earlier today. almost got no hit. They lost 10-1. But the upside is Freed is being cleared for his Freed has been cleared for his Grapefruit League debut or preseason debut. So
that's really what this is just preseason.
Yeah. Soroka also had a good workout session. So it looks like he'll be coming along within, fairly soon.
What do y'all think? Like at the earliest he could come back is a month into the season. At
Freed?
the absolute earliest, like if everything was perfect.
I don't know. I mean, who knows? He might be a couple weeks into the season, maybe not even a month. But as soon as we can get him, though, it's going to be huge because that is a very big thing so it pretty much solidifies our rotation. You get him. You already, like I said, you went out and got vets in Smiley and Morton. You bring him back. You already have Freed and Ian Anderson. So you can legitimately have 5
Kyle
solid
Wright
starters.
Still showing promise.
So, and then you got Wright. You got Wright, who's the odd man out, but he's showing promise. I mean, worst case scenario, you could make him like a long reliever.
Move your mouth to the other side of the mic again. Now talk.
The what? What's up?
Your mic is a front address mic, by the way.
Oh wow.
Not a top address.
But damn, you made me lose my train of thought. Oh,
my bad. It just sounded so much better. I was like, whoa.
So, but yeah, I mean, like you get them back and you solidify your pitching staff. Worst case scenario, if Kyle Wright, you can make him a long reliever, and which is a very important role in case injury or your starter gets shelled. If you have a solid long reliever, you could eat up 4 or 5 innings and still and potentially get back in the game. So
yeah.
Wait, were you talking about, when you asked that question earlier, you were talking about Soroka or Freed?
Me?
Yeah.
Soroka.
Okay, you're talking about Soroka. Okay. Well, they should, whatever they do, just don't rush him back, because there's no point in just getting him out there. They should just let him take his dear sweet time. And
yeah.
I just hope we don't get off to a slow start where they feel like they have to rush him back, and something happens to him, God forbid.
Yeah, I agree. But other than that, that's all the baseball news for today. That concludes the Suicide Squeeze.
Baseball.
Da-da-da-da-da. Do we have a lightning round question? Because if not, I had one that I had for intro, but
yeah, I had one and I forgot it.
Okay, I'll go. So, what haircut? Because it was actually related to the hair thing that I was talking about earlier. What haircut do you guys think is like the most identifiable as to, that's a type of person, like stereotyping type of thing? You look at someone that has a type of haircut and you're like, oh, I know what you are. I know what you do. That you can think of.
Ooh.
If y'all aren't ready, I got one right off the top.
Go ahead.
It's the chubby white guy with the high and tight that probably has Oakley's on or some type of military paraphernalia shirt as well. And you're like, you're a cop. You're definitely a cop.
I was thinking the same thing.
You're a cop. Mine would be like sort of like Micah's haircut, but like faded on the side, like just like super faded, and then just having like the Bart Simpson at the top, and that's like the fuck boy haircut. That's definitely because that's not even a race thing. Like white people have that same haircut when they're fuck boys.
The Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, that's it. Pat Mahomes put his own little like he made it longer and droopier. It became longer and droopier when he did it, but like just the straight up or like the fades with like the Johnny Bravo.
Oh man. Oh, I do. When you said that, you made me think of the high and tight. Of course, definitely the high and tight.
You got a liter of cola?
for, I want a liter of cola. Nah, what was the other one? God, it's a lot. You got the hipster, the real long hair up top, kind of combed back with the real long beard. 9 times out of 10, they're a hipster. Mohawks always typically say, "Oh, yep,
That's Chuck Liddell." I knew that was Chuck Liddell.
Oh man, whatever haircut those brothers were wearing that fought the Oklahoma players, yeah, don't mess with those guys. That's what my haircut says.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, that wraps it up for me. I don't know about you guys if you got anything to throw in there as far as shout outs or anything goes.
Oh man, I found the coolest website where you can make your own bobblehead. And I'm really considering doing this. It's like $100 and they make you a bobblehead. And they got this one with a guitar and like a suit, like a Beatles suit on.
That's really cool.
Throw my head on that thing. Like, yo, I made it. I made it, mama.
I'm sorry. I just have a hard time paying $100 for a bobblehead.
But what if it's you?
It doesn't matter. It's a bobblehead. I'd be scared to like knock it off my dresser and then it'd break and it'd be like, oh, that's $100 wasting.
Believe me, it's not going to be in a place where it could fall over and break. I'll show you.
All right, Micah, why don't you see us out, sir?
All right, everybody. All those who watched us live, ask that you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all our social media. And invite friends. We really any help that you can get spreading the word of us, we'd appreciate it.
Go door to door.
Yeah. No.
Evangelize Fish and Grits.
Have you heard of the Fish and Grits podcast?
Do you have a second, sir? Sir, do you have a second?
Second to talk about the Fish and Grits podcast. Yeah, but all those loyal Bryce Taylor, we appreciate you because you've been loyal to us. So I'm gonna take us out on this. If you like Fish and Grits and all the sports shit, everybody, let me hear you say,
"Oh
yeah."